You've spent years building a life, a home, savings, maybe a pension. Now you're separating, and one word keeps coming up: equalization, and your gut says it means losing half of everything you built. Here's the good news. Ontario doesn't split your property down the middle. It equalizes something called net family property. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that is, how it's calculated, and the single payment that settles it between you and your former partner. Start with what actually gets counted. Net family property is just the increase in each person's net worth from the day you married to the day you separated. Think of it in two snapshots. What did you own and what did you owe on your wedding day? That's your starting line. Then what did you own and what did you owe on your separation day? The difference between those 2 points is your net family property. You're only sharing the wealth built during the marriage. Here's why that matters. If you brought assets into the marriage, savings, investments, a vehicle, you generally get credited for what they were worth on your wedding day. You share only the growth, not what you walked in with one big exception we'll get to: the family home. Some things stay out of the calculation completely. A gift or inheritance you received during the marriage from someone other than your partner, or money from a personal injury claim, those are yours alone. But there's a catch. You have to keep them separate. Put that inheritance into a joint account or use it to pay down the family mortgage, and the protection usually disappears. To stay excluded, it has to be traceable. So you've each got a number. Now, how do those two numbers turn into one payment? It's simpler than you'd think. You take your net family property, subtract your partner's, and the person with the higher number pays the other half of that difference. One payment, one time, to balance the wealth built during the marriage. Let's run a clean example. Say the value you built during the marriage, your net family property, comes to $200,000, and your partner's comes to $80,000. The difference between you is $120,000. You pay your partner half of that, so $60,000. And here's the part most men miss. After that one payment, you've both ended up at $140,000. One check and you're level. This is why, if you were the primary earner or more assets sat in your name because of how your career grew, you're usually the one writing the check. None of that is a punishment. It's a formula, and knowing it early is how you plan instead of panic. The formula itself is clean, but 3 things catch men off guard, and the first one is expensive. It's the matrimonial home. Normally, you're credited for what an asset was worth on your wedding day. The family home is the exception. If you owned it before the marriage and the two of you were living in it when you separated, you get no marriage date credit at all. Its full value goes into your net family property. The house you brought in can quietly become the biggest number in the whole calculation. The second one is debt. If you came into the marriage owing money and that debt got paid down while you were married, it can actually raise your net family property because your starting point was lower. Paying off your own pre-marriage debt during the marriage is treated as part of what the two of you built. And the third thing to know is what doesn't change the number. This is a formula, not a fight. Courts only depart from it in rare extreme cases, and simply earning more than your partner is never enough on its own. So your highest leverage move this week is to start your financial disclosure. Pull your marriage date and separation date numbers while you still can. The real figure is almost always calmer than the one running at 2 in the morning. You don't have to guess at any of this. Karen's free tools walk you through your net family property and your likely equalization payment step by step. Know your numbers and you'll know your next move. Find it at kernguide.ca.